How's it going, everyone? I hope you're all doing good. In this video I'm going to answer a frequently asked question and show you how to find the horizon line and vanishing points on any image that you have. So let's get on with it. So first of all, if you're not familiar with what the horizon line and vanishing points are, then do consider watching some of the perspective drawing tutorials that I've made in which I explain them in detail. I'm assuming that a lot of you watching this are familiar with how these come into play when creating a drawing in perspective. To put it simply, the horizon line is one continuous horizontal line that represents our eye level, and the vanishing points exist on that line in most cases, and the receding parallel lines will converge to these points. Now when it comes to creating a drawing, most of the time we start by establishing the position of the horizon line, and then we find the vanishing points, and it's often the case that your vanishing points are off the page, meaning you have to judge the convergence of your lines that you draw and angle them towards this vanishing point that is again off the page, so it can be quite challenging. What we do know, however, is that your vanishing points are on that continuous horizon line that you have to imagine is also extending off your page. That's why people sometimes say that they could do with like a 5 meter long ruler and a lot of drawing space so that they can extend their lines and reach these far away vanishing points. And how far away your vanishing points are depends on a few things, such as the angle you are viewing the subject being drawn on, or the angle of the subject itself, the size of the drawing, and even the field of view. Another thing to note before we look at some images is that these principles of perspective apply to everything. The reason we use them when drawing is to try and create a sense of realistic space. So obviously we can take an actual photograph and in a way work backwards to find the horizon line and vanishing points, and that's what we are going to do here in this video. So now I'm going to take a look at a few images and show you how to find the horizon line and vanishing points, and depending on the image this can either be easy or a little harder, but let's start with some easier ones and then work our way up. Also, an obvious thing to remember is that there will always be a horizon line. In this case, the eye level or the level of the camera that was used to take these photographs. So here I have an image on screen, and this might be an obvious one. You've probably seen some examples of images or drawings like this when studying one point's perspective. It's a view looking down the centre of a road with paths and buildings on either side. Now, if I wasn't familiar with these typical examples, how would I know this is in one point's perspective? Well, first of all, I would find the horizon line, and to do that, you want to look at the lines of the elements in the photograph that you know are parallel. So for instance, it's safe to assume these features here, above and below the windows, are parallel. The same goes for these lines on this side here. It's usually windows that you want to look out for because most of the time it's safe to assume that the top and bottom of them are parallel, and if there's a row of them then you can take a line through them. So now what I can do here is extend these lines in the same direction until they meet, which is where I know a vanishing point will be. Here there's just one vanishing point, and I also know that this vanishing point must exist on the horizon line, and so now I can add that in. Now that's one way to do it with this example, but another thing to do, and this is what you'll probably rely on doing a lot, is you can observe the angle of the lines that make up these elements in the photograph in relation to the horizon line. And we know that the horizon line is a horizontal line in most cases, so obviously here this line is angling downwards and this one along the path is angling upwards, so the horizon line must be between these. And if you look at this one here, you'll notice that it levels out and is actually horizontal, and everything else along this line in the image will be as well. So that's the position of the horizon line. So that's the first example. Now let's take a look at a few more of these. And again, remember that we are working backwards here in comparison to creating a drawing. We are deconstructing existing images, which is very valuable, especially if you then wanted to draw these, you can do so knowing where these things are. So here I have another image, and if you have any experience drawing in perspective, you can probably look at this and understand it right away. But let's do the same as we had just done and start by finding the horizon line. Here the top and bottom lines of the windows are again parallel, and by observing the angle of these lines, I can see here that the top of this building is angling downwards both in this direction and in this direction. But as I come down, the angle of these lines start to level out, meaning we are getting closer to that horizon line. Remember, we are looking for where they are horizontal, which in this case seems to be around street level. I'd say around here, looking at the angle of those orange barriers. That's my horizon line. Now for the vanishing points, I can now extend these converging lines, and it's always good to do this with the lines that are converging the most, so at the top of this building for instance. Now here I extend these lines and you'll notice they are off the page, the same situation that occurs when you are drawing. Fortunately for us, seeing as I'm on Photoshop here, I can just reduce this in size and you can see that these converging lines eventually cross the horizon line at both sides. This photograph is in 2 points perspective, and where these lines meet the horizon line will be where our vanishing points are. Now you can also check this by extending another converging line that's parallel with another, like another line on the windows below here. If I extend this, you'll see that it also meets the horizon line at that same point. Now quickly before we move on, we could have started by doing this by just extending a set of converging lines. I'd see where these eventually meet, and that would be the position of the horizon line. But it's more practical, I think, to do this how we did it at the start, but it's still good to know. So I've shown two photographs that were fairly easy to deconstruct, being in 1 and 2 points perspective. Now 3 points perspective is something that you'll run into more often when dealing with photographs, because the vertical lines, as we move further outwards from our line of sight, start to angle and converge as well, and you'll sometimes even see them start to curve. And the same goes for how we see through our eyes. You know, our eyes are always looking around and capturing images, and these principles of perspective still apply. Now, to quickly demonstrate this, here I have an image that we can still approach the same way as we have done previously. Also, I apologise if these aren't the best quality. I chose them more so in terms of how good they are as an example, but anyways, again, we can observe the lines of the elements in the photo that are parallel. Again, this will be the windows, also the lines of the building here, and looking at these, it seems like these level out around here. This line looks horizontal, so that's my horizon line. I can also extend some of these converging lines, like so, until they meet the horizon line to find the vanishing points, and I can also check this by extending another set of lines until they meet the same points. Now the reason why I'm showing this photo is because these, what are usually vertical lines in 1 and 2 points perspective, are converging as well. This means we need to introduce a third vanishing point. And again, if you have watched my tutorial on 3 points perspective, you'll know that the third vanishing point exists away from the horizon line, either above or below, depending on how we are viewing the subject. In this case, the lines are converging upwards, and so to find that third vanishing point, I can also extend some of these, and it's always a good idea to extend the ones that are converging the most, so you can easily define the point in which they meet. I'll extend these two at the side, for instance, along with the central one, and as we assumed, these eventually meet, and that's the position of our third vanishing point, meaning all of our vertical lines will converge to this point. So these images that I've shown up to now were in 1, 2 and 3 points perspective, and now I'm going to show a few more examples that aren't so obvious. Okay, so here's a nice image of an outdoor area, and using what we've covered so far, I can start to deconstruct this. The first thing I'm doing is looking for the point in which the lines of the elements in the photograph start to level out. This pipe here is converging downwards, so our horizon line must be below, and the top of this doorway, this starts to level out, as well as the top of this window to the right, so I think it's safe to place our horizon line across here. Now for the vanishing points, I like to look for a set of parallel lines that are quite far away from each other. In this example, the top of this window here and the bottom of this window lower down. It is safe to assume these are parallel and therefore will converge to the same vanishing point. So here I can extend these out until they meet at the same point on the horizon line. That's one vanishing point, and so all of the lines in this direction will be directed to here. This is our left vanishing point. Now to find the right vanishing point, I can extend a line at the pipe here, but only using one line is quite unreliable. It's best to use two for more accuracy, and again, the further away, the better. I can see here behind these plant pots a line for the step at the doorway heading in that same direction. Here I'll do my best to extend a line from there until it meets this other one, defining the right vanishing point. So that's both the vanishing points and the horizon line established. This image is quite interesting because you'll notice that at the bottom there is a slope down through this tunnel, and I can see that by comparing the angle of this line where the path meets the house to the line at the bottom of the window there. If this wasn't sloping down, it would have a line like this, converging to that same vanishing point. So we'll look at one more image now, and I'll end this by showing you a useful tip for when it comes to drawing these photographs. So if you've made it this far, then congratulations, we're almost done. So here we have a photograph of a cityscape, New York City to be exact, and we can do the same with this one. Now, as I have been doing, I'd usually start by looking for the point in which the lines of these buildings start to level out, but with this one, I don't have to because we have our horizon line right at the top here. It's literally the horizon, hence the name. And remember, this is also our eye level because the horizon line moves with it. I explain all of this in depth in my perspective drawing series. Anyways, we have the horizon line positioned, and again, I can start to extend some of these building lines. To be more accurate, you want to look for the buildings that have the longest lines so that you can follow and extend them. Like this one down below, for instance, I extend that until it meets the horizon line, and then I'll also do the same for this one here. That's the left vanishing point. The right vanishing point can be found the same way. Here I'll extend a line from this building and then this one, and that gives me the right vanishing point. Now that was a fairly easy example to end with, but as for my tip when it comes to creating a drawing of this or any photographs that you have, if that's your intention, then you can use the vanishing points you establish to add more converging lines in both directions over the image and create a perspective grid. And this can be used as an underlay for your drawing. And again, if you are creating a drawing from a photograph, it doesn't have to be a complete representation if that's not what you're going for, because now that you have all of this set up, you can easily draw your own forms and work confidently in perspective. So that is how you go about deconstructing photographs to find the horizon line and vanishing points. I hope that this has answered some questions for you. I did see a lot of people asking how to do this in the comments section on some of my tutorials, so I'm glad that I've finally covered it on the channel. If you did find it helpful, then be sure to give the video a like, and with that being said, thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one. If you enjoyed the content I create, then do consider becoming a patron on Patreon. You will gain access to exclusive tutorials, study documents, process papers, real-time drawing footage and more. Plus you will also be supporting me in a more personal way. Other than that, thank you for watching this video and I'll see you soon.